All right. Okay. We're live. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Alex Halsey. I'm the health fitness specialist at the McLean location. Welcome to Kick and Push, where we got legs and core. So for today, we're going to have two 10-minute intervals. We're going to have complexes, or two complexes. That just means for our leg move, it's going to be a few different moves in one. We're going to have two different moves, but both of those moves are going to have multiple moves in them. We're going to stick with one core move. That's going to be leg lifts for both intervals, just so that way you can get the opportunity to have many reps with that move to really hit the core, really fatigue you a little bit more. And we're going to have a minute break in between, and we should be able to get you guys in and out pretty quickly. So grab your weight if you have some. You don't need it for today's class, but it would definitely be useful if you have it available, just to give yourself a little bit more difficulty if that's what you want for today, or if that's just what you have to give. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get warmed up. Make sure you got your weights, water. We're gonna take a minute break in between, and we got two 10-minute intervals. All right, we're gonna go ahead and get started. So let's go ahead and warm up. So go ahead and come down to the floor, starting off right away with cat-cow. It's been a while since I have taught kick and push. That's because I've been on vacation, taking time off, things like that. And you're gonna rock back and forth between child's pose and hip sag. Squeeze the glutes, push the hips into the floor, and push your butt all the way back to your heels if you're able to get that far. If not, just flex your toes or flex your ankle to help you get further back. And I'm gonna go ahead and bring the right leg up in this running lunge position. You're gonna rotate up and back down. Try to get your elbow into the floor. If not, don't worry. Just bring your palm back down to the floor and rotate back up. And from here, you're going to push the front knee back, stretching out the hamstring. Keep your torso folded over, or keep your chest facing the ground. You can use the wall if you need to come up higher for balance. All right. Otherwise, you can try to keep your hand on the ground. You're pushing your knee back, squeezing your quad to help you feel a stretch in your hamstring or behind your leg. Switch sides. Same thing. Rotate up. Try to bring the elbow down. You can keep that back leg on the ground to help you with your balance if you need to. Otherwise, elevate that back leg. And straighten that left leg out. Exhale as you straighten your leg. Take your time, you're not rushing your movements here. Try to get that knee forward. Last one. All right, bring both feet together. Gonna go ahead and do some air squats, or just some bodyweight squats. Just squat, just squat. Go ahead, come to a straddle. You're gonna push your right shoulder to your left foot, left shoulder to your right foot. And if you want, you can reach your palms to your feet. Three, two, one, and go ahead, come on up. All right, we're ready to go. So for our first complex, our first move, we're going to have, let me pull it up here. Got a side lunge with the sumo squat. So you're gonna come back to that straddle. This is one of your two options for the side lunge. You can come down to one side, come back up, come down to the other, and then do a sumo squat. Or you can step out, side lunge, and then perform a sumo squat. I think the former might be a little bit easier because it reduces how many steps you have to take, but then you're gonna go right into your sumo, all right? So you can choose to do those the way I just did them, as in side lunge, sumo squat, or you can just do side lunges straight through, then sumo squats straight through. Our number for today is 10 to 15 reps. Depending on the weight that you have will determine how many reps you do, all right? So try to stick with the same amount of reps throughout our 10-minute interval. After each set, you're going to do your leg lifts. So after each side lunge and sumo squat, you're going to perform leg lifts. 10 reps for there as well. And whatever you do for the leg exercise, do the same number of reps for your core exercise. All right. So 10 minutes, get your weights 10 to 15 reps, depending on your weight. The heavier the weight, the lower your reps. But just try to do however many you can with that weight. Obviously, don't go to fatigue. Just go to the point where you recognize you start getting tired. If that's 10, great. If that's 15, great. If that's 20, go for it. All right. We're just trying to work yourself out relative to what you're capable of. All right. So let's go ahead and get into it. All right. I always like to do the first set unweighted just to get my body used to it. There's one. There's two. Try not to rush either, guys. 3. You might need to bring your feet in a little bit more to do your sumo. 4. I need 2. 5. As you do your side lunge, push the butt back, drop the chest down. Butt back, chest down. Butt back, chest down. You really want to turn your feet out a little bit and allow yourself to get deep into your ankle flexion and really keep your butt squeezed. What I mean by getting deep into your ankle flexion is getting that knee as far forward of your toe as you can. Once your heel starts to come up off the floor, that's where you want to stop. Okay. Leg lifts. I think I hit about 13 reps, so I'll just do 15 leg lifts just to be safe. Perform your leg lifts slowly. Exhale on the way up. Inhale on the way down. get some weight here. We're going to slowly add up the weight throughout these reps, or throughout these sets. Going to do all side lunges this time, and then all sumo squats. Three. Keep the butt squeezed. 4. 5. 6. 9. 10. Again, take your time. 12. Drop that butt back. Once your heel starts to come up, don't go any lower. Cool. While you're doing your leg lifts, again, inhale on the way down, exhale on the way up. Keep the tension in your core. Try to lift your legs from your core. And lifting your legs from your core, you also don't want to let your legs go too high. You want to keep them at about an angle that's not perpendicular to the floor. You don't want to lift your legs so high to the point that they're going straight up and down, because that removes tension from the core. And we're under 5 minutes. Keep it going. You want to lift the legs just up high enough so that you can feel the tension reducing by the time you get to the top, but you don't want to get it to the point where it's perpendicular. More on that once we get back to the leg lifts. We're getting back to our side lunges now. And I forgot to do sumo squats. So I will add those in once I finish here. There's 4. 5. 6. 7. 3 minutes flat. 12 sumo squats. All you're looking for in your sumo squat is just a stretch, a greater stretch on your inner thigh, and a slightly deeper depth than your normal stance squat. And you should be able to maintain a more upright torso. So those 3 things: a more upright torso, greater depth, and slight stretch on the inner thigh, a slightly greater stretch than you normally feel on your regular squats. All right, 2 minutes to go. I'll make up my sumo squats on the last set here. So as we were saying, with our leg lifts, doing them slow, you don't want to bring the legs so that they're straight up and down. Just bring them to where they're just right about there. Again, that keeps tension on your lower abs. Definitely getting hot. All right, back to sumos. We've got 45 seconds. So I'm going to stick with the squats for our last 45. All right, here we go. Slightly greater depth, a greater stretch on the inner thigh, and a more upright torso. That's what we're looking for in our sumo. Take your time. Don't rush your reps. 10 seconds. Okay, we got a minute break. Grab some water if you need it, but keep your ears listening. I'll explain what our next two moves are. So we're sticking with the leg lift as our core move. For our leg move, we're going to a stationary lunge. So what that looks like is you stay low. You're lunging forward and backward, but you stay low. So I'm low, lunging forward, lunging backward. Got 5 on each leg, and you add in the RDL. All right, so it's forward, backward, RDL. 5 reps, switch legs. If you need to, just perform regular back lunges with an RDL. That's your modification. Here we go. Stationary lunges, leg lifts. All right, so as always, first set, unweighted. Starting back, so forward, backwards, RDL. That's 1. We got 5 each leg. Forward, backward, RDL. There's 2. Bring it back down. Stay low. Forward, backward, RDL. There's 3. Forward, backward, RDL. There's 4. We'll add in the weights next. There's 5. Switch legs. Same thing. Again, you're lunging forward and backward. You're just staying low. I call it stationary because that front leg doesn't move. Again, your alternatives, a back lunge with an RDL. There's 3. And in this RDL, we're not focusing on how close can you get to touching the ground. We're focusing on the stretch of the hamstring. You should be keeping your back straight, your back flat from your shoulder to your hip and a slight bend in that front knee. It's not locked out, slight bend. You're pushing your chest to the floor, you're pushing your butt back. I can't go down any lower because my hamstring is maxed out, but I can curve, I can flex my spine to touch the floor. This is what you don't want to do. Keep your back flat from the shoulder to the hip as you go down into that RDL. Do not focus on touching the ground. Do not flex your spine. It's not what we're doing. We're trying to work the hamstring in the RDL, and flexing at the spine, once you can no longer push your butt back, adds nothing more to your hamstring. So stick with that. Here we go. Forward, back, and RDL. We got 7.5 minutes to go. One. Two. Three. Four. Five. You do not have to use weight here, but it will make the move more challenging, obviously. Don't force yourself. It's okay to handle lighter weight here than in that first interval we did with the side lunges and the sumos. If you have lighter weight here, that's okay. It's a different move, requires a different amount of stability, so it's going to be a little bit more challenging. Last one. All right, leg lift. Thank goodness. Give those legs a break. All right. Whew. All right, bringing it back up. We are just over 5 minutes left to go. So I'm going to take my time, catch my breath, and I'll keep going. Catch your breath as you need, but do what you can to keep moving. It's always the goal here. It's just trying to find a pace, a weight, a tempo, rep count, all the above, finding one that allows you to keep moving. Whew. Okay. Remember, flatten that back out, stay low. Flatten the back out on the RDL, stay low in your lunge. Whew. That's the one. Ah, 3 minutes flat. Ah. Whew. All right, let's keep it going. The workout has absolutely started. And I try to say that more often, but what I mean by has the workout started is if you can tell you've gone down in energy, if it's harder to do, you can still do it, but it's just a little bit harder to do. The workout has started. Like once you get tired, or you can feel yourself beginning to get tired, that's when the workout has started. Whew. We got less than a minute, or less than 2 minutes, 90 seconds really. All right. Should be just enough time to do both legs. Take your time, folks. 2, 3, 4, 5. 45 seconds. We got it. You got it. Keep going. Two. Stay low. 3. 4. 10 seconds, last one. And 5. Woo. Shut it down, cut it out, get some water, take a break. Got a little bit of Gatorade here instead of water today. That's one because it was free. Fun fact, hopefully you guys know by now, hydration isn't just a measure of water in your body, it's the amount of ions dissolved in the water in your body. Manganese, potassium, sodium, chloride, things like that. Your alkaline metals, those are things that we get from food, things we get from liquids. But Gatorade tends to have more sugar in it, so you don't necessarily need to be sipping on that all day. A simple cup of tea will do the trick, along with seasoning your food right with herbs and spices will give you will contribute to your hydration just fine. So don't feel like you have to sip on Gatorade throughout the day or anything like that. It is a little bit better for you to do water, assuming you're getting food. But just because the amount of sugar in Gatorade, I would not suggest it. I would suggest going for a cup of tea instead. making sure your food is spiced properly, or I don't say properly, but just use the usage of herbs and spices will do the trick. All right, so let's go ahead and stretch it out. Let's come down to child's pose. If you need to, bend your ankles, flex your ankles. Bring your butt to your heels and reach up nice and tall, nice and high. And go ahead, come on up. Bring that left leg up. We're gonna go into a 90-90 stretch. The left leg is in front of you, bent at 90 degrees, while the right leg is out to your right, your side, also bent at 90. And you're going to bring your right shoulder to your left knee and hold that stretch. And come up and switch. Pivot on your heels. Switch sides, or just get into that position however you can. And relax. Go ahead, come on to the center for a butterfly stretch. So you're bringing the bottoms of your feet together. And you're pulling your feet into your body. And you're pushing your knees down to the floor. So roll your shoulders back. That'll help pull your feet into your body and keep your torso upright. And relax. Staying on your bottom, we're gonna come to the quad. Straighten the left leg out, grab your right ankle, and pull your heel towards your butt. And you're gonna lean back and kind of squeeze the glute a little bit of the right leg and the abs a little bit to get a little bit more out of that stretch. And you're gonna come up and switch. Same thing, you can squeeze your abs a little bit and your glutes just a little bit. And relax. Come on up. So straighten the legs out. Bring them together, stretching the hamstrings. You're going to push your chest towards your thighs or your knees. Push your chest. You're not folding over like this. You're just pushing your chest down. Grab your ankles, squeeze your quads. Stretch out the hamstrings. And of course, if you can or if you want, you can grab the back of your toes to give you a deeper stretch. And relax. Go ahead, come all the way up. And that is our class for today. So thank you guys for joining me. I hope you enjoyed that workout. We'll have more similar formats as what we did today in the future. So I hope y'all can go back to your day feeling good. Always keep stretching more if you need to. And I hope y'all enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks for joining me, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. Holla.